andando a Lubbock, dove devo incontrare una persona che ci racconterà una storia che ci farà capire meglio che cosa è il mondo del lavoro in America. Let's go to Lubbock. Bene, sono arrivato ed ho invitato a pranzo Martin e sua moglie. Ovviamente Martin parlerà in inglese, ma io, per risparmiare un po' di tempo nella post-produzione, lascerò la mia parte e le domande che gli farò tutte in italiano ed andrò a sottotitolare solo la sua parte in inglese, così che voi possiate capire quello che ci andrà a raccontare. Martin è già in ritardo di 10 minuti. Con quasi 20 minuti di ritardo è arrivato Martin, che io lo chiamo Martino. Mi piace italianizzare i nomi che posso italianizzare, come loro americanizzano il mio nome con Fabio. Finito il pranzo ci siamo trasferiti qui in un parco, alle nostre spalle stanno giocando a baseball. Prima di iniziare però volevo ringraziare Martin per condividere la sua storia, l'incidente che gli è accorso qualche anno fa, così ci potrà spiegare, a parte quello che è successo, anche che cosa la sanità / il governo americano dà per persone che hanno avuto degli incidenti sul lavoro.
Hi, my name is Martin Valdez. Appreciate Fabrizio Garofalo for having me, and hopefully I can enlighten you with my story and it can help others out there.
Martin, o Martino, per noi amici è Martino, lavora con me da circa 3 anni e ha avuto questo incidente sul lavoro, se non ricordo male, nel 2016. La prima domanda che andiamo a fare appunto è: dove lavoravi quando ti è successo questo incidente e cosa è successo?
Lost my arm in November 11, 2016. At that time I had eight and a half years at Pico Industries. What happened is that we were starting up after a full wash, and I was the solvent plant operator at the time. We have a computer upstairs, and you can see from the beginning of the plant to the end on that computer, and I noticed there was a choke up. After a few calls on the radio, I didn't get a response, so I took it upon myself to put the plant in recirculation mode and to go see what was the problem. There was a lead man there by himself. I tried to help him. Noticed that one conveyor was off, so I thought the other conveyor connected to it was off as well, because I noticed where it was choked up to the conveyor that was off. So I opened a little 4x4 door, and when I reached my hand in there, I mean, it was too late. I was fighting for my life as it sucked me in. My face was slammed against the shell of the conveyor, and 30 seconds seemed like a lifetime. I broke free. I saw my sleeve fall in the air. I noticed that I had lost my arm at that time.
Ho solo un microfono, quindi dobbiamo ogni tanto cambiarcelo. Non vi ha detto che cosa si faceva in questa industria, adesso glielo chiedo, così ci dice anche che cosa trasportavano questi nastri trasportatori e questo elevator, questo macchinario che praticamente serve per trasportare, ve lo dico già io, sono i semi di cotone dal livello, diciamo, della strada ai piani alti dove poi veniva fatto l'olio di cotone. Praticamente l'azienda dove Martino lavorava era un'azienda, è ancora un'azienda, l'avete vista con il volo del drone, che produce olio di cotone, e praticamente quello che è successo ve l'ha detto lui. Adesso gli passo la parola e ci racconterà dal momento dell'incidente all'arrivo all'ospedale che cosa gli è accorso.
As I as I noticed my sleeve fell onto the ground, I noticed that I did lose my arm. People were on the radio asking for an ambulance. The scales up front said, "Are you sure you need an ambulance?" I got on the radio and, excuse my language, I said, I just fucking lost my arm, I need a fucking ambulance. Sorry for my language. Trying to tell you the story as it happened the best that I can. Waited 15, 20 minutes before the ambulance arrived. Once they arrived, they asked me if I was able to scoot myself to the edge, because where I was at, there was an overhead door wide open to the exterior. So I scooted myself to the edge. They had the gurney there. They asked me if I could walk or if I would prefer for them to carry me. I told them, please carry me because I don't know if I have the balance. And they carried me to the gurney, took me into the ambulance, and I asked two things from the paramedics. I don't want to die, and please get a hold of my wife. They started cutting my sleeve up. I saw one of the paramedics' facial response, like, oh shit. So, of course, I panicked. They gave me medicine, morphine, any kind of pain reliever, till I got to the hospital. Once I got to the hospital, they transported me into a room. They were still trying to get a hold of my wife. Finally, they said, there's somebody here to see you. I thought it was a doctor, but it was my wife. She wanted to cry. I got her hand, made her touch me, that I was still here, still alive, that I didn't need her to cry. I just needed her to support me wherever this was going. Doctor showed up, and he looked at my wound, and he said, Martin can't wait till the morning for surgery. So he's a professional. I'm guessing I was going to make it. I was in surgery for 9 hours. I lost, I stopped breathing for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds during the surgery. As soon as I came awakened from the surgery, I was able to walk around. Still no pain because of the anesthesia and the morphine and stuff. They helped me up to walk around. They were surprised that I was recovering as quickly as I was. But during this whole time, I really thought I was bleeding out. I didn't know the circumstances of what I was going through at that time. I thought I was dying. The superintendent from my company showed up and asked me how I was doing. And he told me, Martin, you're very lucky to be here, because as it took my arm, it was like a vacuum through my sleeve. It twisted the sleeve and made my sleeve into a tourniquet, and apparently it stopped the bleeding. So yes, I'm very blessed and happy to be here with Fabrizio telling you my story.
Allora, avete sentito questa storia, questo purtroppo tragico incidente che è accorso a Martino nel 2016 sul posto di lavoro, e lui non l'ha detto, però ve lo dico io, era comunque un turno di notte. Ovviamente io la storia la conosco già, l'ho già sentita diverse volte, perché lui comunque la condivide sempre quando c'è altre persone, perché la gente comunque gli chiede cosa è successo e lui non ha nessunissimo problema a condividere e raccontare. La domanda che gli voglio fare adesso è quanto tempo per ritornare alla vita normale, alla vita che sta facendo ora tutti i giorni, ovviamente con qualche limitazione, ma comunque è una vita normale.
Okay, after staying home for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I was able to go back to work in 6 weeks. Bandage, stitches, normal timeout is maybe 8 months to a year. for what I experienced. So everybody at work was very happy and surprised that I was able to get back to work. Not in the same area I was in, but they moved me to a different area. But going back to normal life, I'm still trying to get back to a normal life. I have to assess every moment of my life in different ways. The way you may change your tire, it might be a different way for me. Riding, I graduate myself every year to see where I'm at. You know, yes, I started after my accident. I can honestly say I was maybe a fourth grader. Right now, I'm probably like in the ninth grade in riding. I'm still trying to get back to a normal life. I'm going on 6 years this year, but major improvement with a lot of things, positive things going in my life right now, where I can say that my confidence is up here where 2 years ago was this low. Everything that is given to me now is, you know, especially with the support of my wife. She's been a tremendous help, along with co-workers and my new bosses.
Lo so che ovviamente sarete anche curiosi di sapere la parte burocratica e la parte dell'assicurazione sanitaria, quello che ha coperto, quello che non ha coperto, e di sapere quanto è stato il costo delle cure che ha subito Martino, che tra l'altro, come vedete, lui in questo momento non ha la protesi, ne ha una, ce l'ha a casa, ma sta aspettando quella nuova, che è quasi 2 anni che la sta aspettando. Quindi adesso Martino ci spiegherà diciamo tutta la burocrazia e l'iter dell'assicurazione sanitaria e della parte governativa, che cosa dà alle persone che hanno incidenti sul lavoro.
I didn't know what I was going to do about my bills after my accident, but as my job, as soon as the accident happened, they put in for workman's comp. It's an insurance for employers here in the United States. But doctor visits, surgeries, prosthetic, I can honestly say that it's up to $500,000 right now. They had a prosthetic made for me. After 2-3 years, it stopped working, waiting on a new one. Whatever has happened since then, as far as my accident, covered for life. You know, thank God, you know, without workman's comp, I don't think I'll be able to be where I'm at right now. I emphasize that every employer should have workman's comp, you know, because you don't know what can happen.
Dopo l'incidente, adesso gli volevo chiedere se prende una pensione di disabilità, come succede in Italia da noi. Sapete che se una persona ha una disabilità, in base alla percentuale che gli viene calcolata, gli viene data una pensione per tutta la durata della vita, che ovviamente sappiamo può cambiare in base agli incassi che abbiamo durante la nostra vita lavorativa, se abbiamo e se possiamo lavorare dopo un incidente sul lavoro.
I took a year off after 3.5 years after my accident for unhappiness. I tried to get disability, but I was denied because I went back to work quickly, so they denied my disability. Workman's comp gave me monthly checks after them giving me a percentage of my handicap. I can't say I'm disabled because I'm working. They were paying, I think it was 3/4 of what I was making at that time, but it only give you for so long, and my period was for 5.5 years. Now I am not, so not, you know, what I make now is from my employer. Okay, I want to thank again Fabrizio for letting me tell my story. If you have any further questions, please reply to Fabrizio and maybe we can continue this conversation again. And never give up.
Questa è stata la storia di Martino, spero che sia stata interessante. Lo voglio ancora ringraziare di cuore per il tempo che ci ha dedicato, per la condivisione di questa sua esperienza, e se avete domande per lui lasciatele nei commenti e io gliele riporterò e vi farò sapere, magari non abbiamo coperto qualche argomento che può essere di vostro interesse. Grazie Martino, e come ha detto lui, never give up, non mollate mai. Ciao 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 ciao. All right.